Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I am Samuel Reese, super excited to be coming to you live tonight. The stage is set. It's Championship Monday. What started with 68 teams in the NCAA men's basketball tournament is now down to the final two. This is what the season comes down to, and it's the two best teams in the country facing off for a national championship game from Indianapolis, Indiana at Lucas Oil Stadium. The ball is thrown up, the tip controlled by Baylor, and off we go in Indy. Baylor tonight coming off of a dominating victory over Houston in the Final Four. Gonzaga playing one of the best games in college basketball history, knocking off UCLA in overtime on that epic Jalen Suggs buzzer beater that I was on the call for. Here's a pull-up, and the shot is good. Baylor, the first ones on the board. It's Davion Mitchell with the first 2 points. Here's Suggs, who was the hero on Saturday night. Pass gets through to Kispert. Now it's Ayayi. And it's the Gonzaga, first team since 1979 to enter a national championship game undefeated. Here's a deep three on the way. Too strong. The rebound collected by the Baylor Bears. Here's Davion Mitchell for Baylor. Baylor with a 27-2 record, the second best in school history. The best since 1911 and 12. Over a century ago. Here's a step back to Teague on the fall away. Couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound, though. Now with it, here is Mark Vital. Nice pass to the cutting Jared Butler. And it's 4-0 early on. The Bears on top, and there's an offensive foul at the other end called against Jalen Suggs. How about Mark Vital's presence, though, on that last Baylor possession? Just great awareness and a great pass. Baylor on the board early on. What's going on, Quinn? Welcome into the broadcast. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I appreciate you stopping by. Here's a three from the right wing. It's good. Davion Mitchell from downtown. The Baylor Bears are hot to start the night. 7-0. Mitchell had 12 points, 11 assists, and not a single turnover in the national semis against Houston. Here's a Kispert three. That's short. Last touched by Mitchell. It will stay Gonzaga ball. But the Bulldogs still searching for their first bucket of the game. And how about the three ball from Baylor on the last possession? They have an early 7-zip lead. This is inbounded to Corey Kispert. Kispert cross court for Nembhard, and an errant pass seeking Ayayi, but they were not on the same page. And it's a turnover early on. Gonzaga looking out of sorts a bit. Their second turnover of the game, just over 3 minutes in. Vital will pass it on to Jared Butler. Vital back to Butler. Nice crossover move. Butler to the rim, lays it in for two. The Bears have a 9-0 lead now. Suggs into Ayayi. Now Nembhard for Jalen Suggs. Suggs. Tough shot, rejected. And who didn't last touch? The answer, Gonzaga. And it's Baylor ball. The Baylor bench fired up. What a start to this game for the Bears. Jalen Suggs denied there. What a block that was by Maceo Teague. 9-zip. Baylor on top. A battle between two 1 seeds and arguably the two best teams in the country. And that's a reach-in foul. The first one of the game. And it goes against Jalen Suggs. 16:56 to go in the first half. We're just underway in the national championship game. But it's Baylor with an early 9-0 advantage. Yeah, no doubt a foul there against Suggs. Oh, so rather, that was the second. Excuse me. That was Gonzaga second and Suggs second. I apologize. I completely forgot about the first one about a minute ago. So that changes the whole deal for Suggs as he has to come out early on. Here's Vital. Shot clock down to 5. Nice pass. Flo Thamba can't finish. Offensive rebound. Kicking it out was Thamba. Baylor dominating the glass early on. They already have 4 offensive rebounds. Now on the right wing, it's Davion Mitchell. Mitchell putting on the moves. High off the glass. No good. And now Kispert will pass it ahead. And on the shot, Nembhard is hit by Vital. Or it might have been actually Jared Butler, and 2 free throws will be on the way for Nembhard. First trip to the line for either team tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It was an unbelievable game on Saturday night that I was fortunate enough to be on the call for when Gonzaga played UCLA in that thriller. I'm glad I picked that semifinal to do. I was actually gone during the first semifinal, so I really had no choice but to do the Gonzaga UCLA game if I wanted to do one of the Final 4 games, and I'm glad I did it because that was an epic game as Suggs goes, or rather Nembhard goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the line and finally puts Gonzaga on the board. 9-1 the score. Mitchell. Nice crossover move. Gets separation. Knocks down the jumper. Davion Mitchell, who's been lighting it up this tournament, lighting it up so far tonight. A 10-point Baylor lead early on. And Mitchell has 7 out of the 11 Baylor Bears points. Here is Nembhard. Nearly lost the dribble. Now out to Aaron Cook. Cook back to Nembhard. Nembhard to the baseline. Pass to Kispert, or rather to Timmy, deflected. It will stay with Gonzaga, but only 5 to go on the shot clock. Yeah, I know, Quinn. I know. I was glad I picked the 1 versus 11. Exactly. First media timeout, 11-1. What a start for Baylor. I'll be back after this break. It's the national championship game from Indianapolis. Welcome back. We're just getting started from Indianapolis. 4.5 minutes played. What a start from the Baylor Bears as Gonzaga look to make history as they are still undefeated, looking to become the first team since 1979 to win a national championship undefeated. It's been a long, long time, but Baylor are in their way, and what a start from Baylor. But how about Gonzaga out of the timeout? 3-point basket for Corey Kispert, and that's exactly what Mark Few wanted to see from his team out of the timeout. 11 for the score. Kispert averaging 16.8 points a game in this tournament, 5.6 rebounds. And there's a drive at the other end, the right-handed finish from Chamo Chachoa. Now here's Timmy driving in, looking for options, keeping the pivot. Now back up top to Cook. Cook, cross-court pass to the corner with Nembhard. Now Kispert will swing it along the perimeter. Here's Joel Ayayi. On the right wing, it's Cook. 5 to shoot. Cook double team. Nice pass inside, but leaving it short with a left hand is Ayayi. 13-4, Baylor lead. Here's a 3 from the right wing. It's good. On the money, Jared Butler from downtown. And a timeout called by the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 14:25 left in the first half, and Baylor are not messing around early. 16-4. What a start in the national title game. I'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back in, everybody. Out of a Gonzaga timeout, it's a 12-point lead for Baylor early on in the national championship game from Lucas Oil Stadium. And this is what the whole season comes down to. Remember, these two teams were supposed to face off earlier in this regular season. Back in early December, it got canceled because I believe at least one, if not a couple of players tested positive for COVID from Baylor. But here they go, meeting in the national title game. A nice layup Out of the timeout for Gonzaga, and a big collision at the other end. Hit hard. Was Flager as Kispert knocked him down. What a pass, though, at the other end of the floor from Cook to set up Drew Timme for the last layup. First free throw knocked down. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in on this Monday night, Championship Monday. And both free throws are good. 18-6 is the score. Baylor by 12. Kispert to Drew Timme. Timme has it knocked away, and there's the steal by Baylor. All the way ahead, but unable to finish was Davion Mitchell. Offensive rebound, the kick out for the three, and it is good. Adam Flagler from downtown. Wow. Third turnover of the game, that for Gonzaga. Here's Joel Ayayi behind the back. Dribble, Nembhard, the fadeaway, got it. A big basket there. A much needed one for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 21-8 is the score. Here's Meyer. Oh, the wide open. Chama Chachoa. Baylor are cruising in the early goings. 23-8 the score. Gonzaga's defense with no answers right now. Here's Cook. Errant pass stolen away. Another turnover for the Bulldogs. Here's Meyer. Nice pump fake. Beautiful pass. The floater is short for Chama Chachoa. Now on the right wing, it's Cook. Cook to the top of the key. He finds Joel Ayayi. Now Drew Timme. Timme has it knocked away. Another steal for the Baylor Bears. Wow. What a start to this game. 8 minutes in. It's 23-8 Baylor. And Gonzaga have turned the ball over 5 times. Baylor with not a single turnover so far. Here's Davion Mitchell, the drive. What a denial. The block by Drew Timme. And here come Gonzaga. Great pass. Cook to Nembhard. And how about that block? Wow. Goodness me. What a start for the Baylor Bears. They're cruising early on. Up by 15 points. I'll be back after this timeout. Stay tuned. It's the national championship game. Welcome back, everybody. What a tournament's been. This is the 5th all-time championship game featuring AP preseason top 2 teams. It's called March Madness for a reason, and that's why it's not very common to get the top 2 teams squaring off in the championship game because there are so many upsets in the 5 games preceding the final, or 6, of course, for the teams in the first 4. But it's panned out the way many were hoping, where it's the 2 best teams facing off. 2 free throws here for Andrew Nembhard. He knocks down the first one. I thought that was a clean block from Chama Chachoa, but he was called for the foul. Both free throws are good. 23-10 is the score. Baylor have scored on 10 of 13 possessions, not wasting any time. Very productive start. They lead by 13 here. Pass to the left wing. Deep 2. No good. Offensive rebound by Flager. And now a battle for the loose ball. And we've got a tie-up. The possession arrow does go to Gonzaga. Cook to Nembhard. 3 field goals made for Gonzaga. 5 turnovers and another rejection at the rim. This time the block by Flo Thamba of the Democratic Republic of Congo, denying Corey Kispert. He got way up there for the block. Second block of the game. Nice inbounds pass and unable to finish the layup. Right there for Gonzaga was Anton Watson, and Baylor make them pay at the other end. A 3-pointer, 26-10. The Bears just aren't slowing down. As Cook is fouled on the far sideline for Gonzaga. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. The 3-pointer on the last possession for Baylor, knocked down by Jared Butler. And my goodness, Baylor are just rolling right now. Gonzaga have absolutely no answer. Here is Nembhard looking for a pass. He finds Jalen Suggs, who's back into the game with 2 fouls, and that's knocked away. Suggs keeps it alive. Risky pass, fought for on the floor, and it's tied up here as Timmy was battling for it. Teague was as well for the Bears. The possession arrow does belong to Baylor, and so they will get the ball back. Just some great defense from Baylor so far to start this game. Here is Teague. Teague gets it back from Mitchell. Baylor a perfect 4 for 4 from 3. Here's another one. Good! Make it 5 for 5. It's Maceo Teague from downtown. The Bears lead it by 19. Here's Drew Timme. Timme all the way in. Banks it home. We're midway through the first half. It's been all Baylor so far. Here is Flagler. Now Davion Mitchell. Thamba. 10 on the shot clock. Baylor a perfect 5 for 5 from 3. Now 5 to shoot. The ball in the hands of Teague. Teague gets around Timme. Can't bank it home. And it's last touched by Timme, so it'll stay Baylor basketball as the shot clock resets to 20. So Flagler will come out for Baylor. Mitchell will inbound along the baseline. He gets it into... Well, he did get it into Butler, and a foul was called. Fourth foul on Gonzaga, and this time it goes against Watson. He was going for the steal. Teague inbounds to Mitchell. Mitchell with a nice pass. The three. An air ball doesn't matter. An offensive foul called. It goes against Flo Thamba. For a moving screen. Can Gonzaga string together any type of run here? 9 minutes to go in the first half. The Bulldogs trailing by 17. Timmy can't finish. Too strong off the window. And here come Baylor in transition. It's Davion Mitchell. Out to Butler. His three is short. Suggs with the rebound. Suggs flying ahead. Nice pass. And Timmy with the throwdown. That's more like it from the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 29-14 the score. That's 6 points for Timmy. As Vital finds Teague. Teague banks it in. What a response from Baylor. 31-14. And a collision underneath. Offensive foul called against Drew Timme. Flo Thamba went down. Timme called for the offensive foul. $8:09 to go in the half. Mark Few just made another substitution. Trying to find what works right now because nothing is working at the moment for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, who trail by 17 points. Here's an outside shot. No good. Offensive rebound, but a foul is called against Meyer. So the putback won't count. And that'll bring us to the under 8 media timeout. Baylor flying. 7:50 to go in the first half. 31-14 in the national title game from Indianapolis. I'll be back after this break. Welcome back in, everybody. It's the national championship game, Baylor Gonzaga. And Baylor with a 31-14 advantage on this championship Monday from Indianapolis, Indiana, to wrap up what's been a memorable college basketball season and a memorable NCAA tournament, all taking place in Indiana, most of it in Indianapolis. And this has been quite the start from Baylor. Look at the bench points differential in this NCAA tournament. Against Hartford, a plus 15. Against Wisconsin, a plus 5. Against Villanova, plus 18. Plus 9 in the Sweet 16. And then a plus 15. Or rather, plus 9 in the Elite 8 and the plus 15 in the semifinals against Houston. So the bench of Baylor has been coming up big throughout the tournament. And that's no different so far tonight. It's a team with a lot of depth. Oh, what a move here. Suggs gives it away. Here comes Vital. Sets up Teague. The layup no good. However, a foul is called, and Teague will head to the free throw line. Oh, no, goaltending was called. Excuse me. Goaltending was called. I apologize. So 33-14 now the score. Baylor by 19 points. A foul called against the Bears. Yeah, Timmy and Davion Mitchell in a physical battle. Here's a catch and shoot three. Kispert can't hit. And it's Meyer there for the rebound. Mitchell to Meyer. Step back three. No, the first missed three of the game. Baylor have been knocking those down all night long so far. Finally a miss from Meyer. Here's Suggs, the drive and the finish. But it will not count because there was a foul beforehand. Mark Few wanted a continuation to be granted, I believe. But the basket won't count. A substitution being made by Baylor. There will be two free throws here for Jalen Suggs. Gonzaga, unsurprisingly, facing their largest deficit of the entire season. This is a team who's been beating teams by double digits, consistently until, of course, Saturday night. That was just their second game of the season that they won by single digits. What a game that was. By the way, those two free throws knocked down by Suggs, his first 2 points of the game. Remember, he's on 2 fouls. Pick those up early on. Gonzaga undefeated. Baylor looking to hand Gonzaga their first loss of the season, the national title game. Here's an alley-oop. Vital can't finish, but he cleans it up and puts it in. It's back to a 19-point advantage for the Bears. That was nearly lost. It will be recovered by Ayayi, who taps it to Nembhard. Nembhard inside. Timmy with the finish. Great ball movement by the Bulldogs. 35-18. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Drew Timmy with 8 points. Here's Vital. The floater here won't go for Flagler, but we do have a foul called as Vital hit the deck. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to live play-by-play coverage of the 2021 NCAA Men's Basketball National Championship game. This will be passed into Thamba. Thamba, the bounce pass to Mitchell. Mitchell with it on the left wing. Halfway through the shot clock. Mitchell driving, kicks it out, but the pass off the mark to Flagler. And it's Baylor with a rare turnover. Well, you feel like this is the opportunity to get going if you're Gonzaga. Look at players already in foul trouble. Butler and Chachoa both have 2 for Baylor. Suggs, as I mentioned, has 2 for Gonzaga. And speaking of Suggs, he takes it to the rim for the finish. He nearly lost possession, recovered nicely, and cashed in for two. 35-20 the score. 15-point game in Indianapolis. Just over 5 minutes to play in the half. Here is Jared Butler. Or rather, Adam Flagler. Flagler to Teague. Oh, it's poked away. Teague recovers. They have to put it up. It's off in time, but Mitchell can't hit the three. And on the rebound, it'll be a jump ball. The possession arrow goes to Gonzaga. But going back to that last Suggs bucket, just what a play by Jalen Suggs. I mean, remarkable, really. The way he was able to recover. It was nearly stolen. He somehow kept it in bounds and then accelerated to the cup. Drew Timme, by the way, shooting 4 of 5 for Gonzaga. The rest of the team, 3 for 10. Kispert out to Ayayi, and he is fouled by Thamba. That's his second, so 3 Baylor players on 2 fouls now. And Chachua is returning to the game for Baylor, who's one of those 3 players on 2 fouls for Baylor. Gonzaga are in the bonus, and Joel Ayayi, therefore, will have a 1-and-1. He had a fantastic game against UCLA, 22 points in the Final Four on Saturday. Ayayi knocks down the first free throw to earn himself a second one. And he goes 2 for 2. Gonzaga slowly but surely getting back into this game. 35-22 is the score. 2-3 zone from the Zags. Here's Davion Mitchell. Mitchell with the pass. The 3 is good. Adam Flagler from downtown. Baylor aren't cooling off. Suggs finds Kispert. Kispert spinning in the lane. A nice right-handed finish. 4 minutes to go in the first half. 38-24. Baylor by 14 points. In the national title game, the top 2 teams in the country squaring off. Here's Davion Mitchell. Mitchell, cross-court pass picked off. The steal by Kispert, the outlet pass, and the throwdown by Joel Ayayi. It's a 12-point game and a timeout called by Scott Drew. 38-26. Here come Gonzaga. It was a sluggish start, to say the least, but the Bulldogs slowly but surely coming back. 3:41 to go in the first half. A 12-point game. I'll be back after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. A quick game summary for those of you just tuning in. Baylor leading by 12, shooting 15 of 31. Gonzaga 9 of 17. But Baylor's three-point shooting has been fantastic, 6 of 10. That's a big reason why they lead by a dozen with 3:41 to play in the first half. As we resume the action, Baylor with the ball, and that's a foul called against Gonzaga. A little bit of full court press action. Gonzaga averaging this tournament 11.2 turnovers a game. They've had 8 already tonight, and we're still in the first half. On the right wing, it's Butler. Now Teague. A 10-3 run for Gonzaga right now in the last 3 minutes. Let's see if they can build off of that. Well, Teague having quite the response. The fadeaway is good. 40-26 the score. Here's Drew Timme for Gonzaga. Timme hands it off. Suggs a three. No. And there for the rebound is Butler. Nice pass ahead. Another three-pointer for the Baylor Bears. 43-26. That time with the three-pointer. The 7th of the game. Oh, a nice pass, though. Drew Timme to Corey Kispert. 43-28. That last three, by the way, as I was saying, scored by Teague. Here's Flagler. Now Jared Butler. Teague, step back, got it. Teague is feeling it right now. 17-point Baylor lead. Kispert fakes the shot, gets it to Suggs. Teague, by the way, with 14 points for Baylor here in this first half. Timme back to Nembhard. The step back three on the way, short. Offensive rebound. Ayayi keeps the possession alive. Nembhard all the way in. Contact from Chachua, and that's his third. Free throws on the way. Stay tuned. Coming up at the half, I'll be recapping the first half, looking ahead to the second half of this national championship game from Indianapolis. Andrew Nembhard with 5 points for Gonzaga as he goes to the line for 2 shots. And he'll knock down the first. Chachua is going to come out now. Mark Vital is his replacement. Chamo Chachua, 4 points, 3 fouls. So he's already in foul trouble here with the minute 48 to go in the first half. As Nembhard goes 2 for 2, 45-30 is the score. Gonzaga 9 of 10 at the line. Baylor 2 for 2. Teague with the ball. How about another basket? Not quite. Offensive rebound back to Teague. That floater off the mark. Rebound by Kispert. Kispert inside to Timme. Timme pounding his way inside and will get the foul call. Gonzaga doing a good job getting to the line. Maybe that will help them work their way back into this game. With exactly 80 seconds to play in the half. Timme converts the first free throw. And now looks to make it 2 for 2 on this trip. Gonzaga trailing the way they are, need to make all of their free throws. Only missed one tonight on 12 attempts. As the second one rattles in 45-32. Here's Jared Butler on the left wing. Butler guarded by Drew Timme. Butler, 1v1. Nice pass. Vital with the finish. What a setup by Jared Butler. Here's Timme. He lost the handle. Picked up by Kispert. Kispert down low. Ayayi to the corner. Now on the right wing, it's Suggs. Suggs all the way in. Count the basket plus the foul. Jalen Suggs with the and one. The foul will go against Mark Vital. A big and one right there for Jalen Suggs. .38 seconds to play in the half as Gonzaga will make a change. Back into the game is Anton Watson. Suggs with 6 points, 2 fouls. He was the hero 2 nights ago on this very court in an epic game against UCLA. And he makes the free throw. Now comes out, replaced by Aaron Cook. 12-point ball game with a half minute to go in the half. Gonzaga 12 of 13 at the free throw line. Here's Davion Mitchell. About 7-second difference between the two clocks. Mitchell bringing it all the way down. 5 to shoot. Mitchell all by himself. The three-pointer on the way. An air ball. And a horrid possession for Baylor. Really their first bad possession of the game as they turn it over with 6.7 seconds to go in the half. So Gonzaga will get a chance for the last shot and perhaps to make the deficit single digits. Oh, they'll put 2 full seconds back on the clock here. So 8.4 to work with here for the Bulldogs. It's passed into Nembhard. Nembhard across midcourt. Nembhard back to the oncoming Watson, who easily scores. Baylor quickly inbound. The full court shot released late, and that is it for the first half. A decent ending to the half for Gonzaga, considering they were down pretty big at one point. It's a 10-point ball game as both teams head to the locker room in the national championship game from Unity Court inside Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. 47-34. The Baylor Bears on top, but still a whole nother half of basketball to be played in Indy. But what a start to this game it was from Baylor as they really set the tone. But Gonzaga certainly not going away. Should be a great second half ahead in the national championship game. Let's hear the thoughts of Baylor head coach Scott Drew.
Disrupt this offense, holding them to just 37 points in the first half.
Well, we did a good job early, and then after that, they really we knew they'd make a run. Obviously, this game's a 40-minute game, but they got too many in transition on us. We got to do a much better job getting back. We did an offensive rebound as well in the last 10 minutes, and then we got to get to the free throw line. So we got to find a way to get there.
How much does your foul trouble concern you?
It concerns me. It concerns me more them on the free throw line and us not, though. So we gotta do a good job guarding without fouling, and then we gotta get some free throws.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, there you hear the thoughts of Baylor head coach Scott Drew. Baylor with the most first half points in a national title game since UNC in 2009, a dozen years ago. 47-37. The Baylor offense came to play. The halftime report is next. Stay tuned for that. I'll be back. It's the national title game on this Monday night from Indy. Welcome into the halftime report, everybody. 47-37, the Baylor Bears leading the Gonzaga Bulldogs in a Goliath versus Goliath matchup for the national championship at Lucas Oil Stadium. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of tonight's broadcast. Much appreciated, as always. Thanks, everyone who is tuning in tonight. And how about that start to the game from Baylor? I mean, that was unbelievable. They came out on fire to start this game as I go over the first half highlights. And from the get-go, a 9-0 run to begin the game from Baylor. And they kept on going. They kept on going. Everyone, it seemed like, from Baylor got into a rhythm offensively, especially from distance. The three-point shooting was immaculate early on, and the bench players also making an impact. Baylor had as much as a 19-point lead in that opening half of play, but give credit to Gonzaga. They fought back. They've got to the line often. A number of players in foul trouble for Baylor, so it is a 10-point game at the half. Gonzaga certainly fighting back. The 19-point deficit that Gonzaga faced at one point in this first half was their largest deficit this season. Suggs just 7 points, 3 turnovers, 2 fouls for the Bulldogs. So I certainly think that Suggs is going to have a much bigger impact after a relatively quiet first half. And I think those 2 early fouls really threw everything off for Suggs. And you could argue this whole Gonzaga team. And obviously, Suggs will need to be careful with 3 fouls, with a whole nother half of basketball ahead. But he's an intelligent player. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll get going to start the second half and really help out this Gonzaga team. I think this game is far from over. The Bulldogs, a very intelligent team. They got to the line often, knocking down just about every one of their free throws. And that's how you're going to get back into this game. You know, it was unfamiliar territory for them, trailing by as much as 19, largest deficit they faced this entire season, by far. You know, and so I feel like Gonzaga certainly are too talented of a team to let this game get away from them, and they showed that they're not going to let this game get away from them by the way they closed out that first half. You know, after all, it's a 10-point game, a game certainly within reach, but you also got to give credit to Baylor. You know, they made things uncomfortable, especially early on for this Gonzaga offense, who were turning the ball over left and right so often. It was really surprising to see. And Baylor, with some points in transition, were able to capitalize early on. It was just a phenomenal start for the Bears. It really was. But as I mentioned, Gonzaga able to get themselves back into this game, and still a whole nother half to be played. So, you know, Baylor, I don't think, you know, they got too arrogant by any means or too comfortable. I think what happened was they didn't know how to deal with Gonzaga taking the ball to the basket on just about every possession. That's what Gonzaga needed to do more of from the start. And Baylor were committing fouls as a result. Gonzaga kept getting to the line on almost every possession, it felt like, in the late stages of that half. And that will certainly need to be something Baylor figures out in the second half. And I'm not sure if they will, because they do have a number of guys in foul trouble. So they're going to be a little bit hesitant whenever Gonzaga do work the ball into the paint. So if you're the Bulldogs, just do more of that. You know, the outside shooting really never started to click for Gonzaga. But why not, you know, utilize your strengths, which is, you know, getting the ball down low, driving to the cup, and Baylor have had a bit of trouble defending that. Although, with that being said, you do have to give credit to the Bears. They did have some nice blocks in the lane, so they did have some good defense. A couple, you know, for example, that Thamba, what I thought was a clean block, was called a foul. So sure, they've got unlucky a couple of times, perhaps. But yeah, you know, there's nothing easy about defending this Gonzaga team, and that's why you can't count the Bulldogs out. They, just like Baylor, a high-scoring team. We saw that in a very high-scoring first half in this national title game. So yeah, all to play for in the second half, no doubt about that. And I think it should be a good second half. I think Gonzaga are gonna pull within reach. Baylor are gonna continue knocking down shots. But Gonzaga are just a team that are able to grind away and find a way, as we saw them do just that against UCLA on Saturday. Now, I know this is a whole new animal taking on a very good Baylor team, but it is a 10-point game. Gonzaga definitely in it, as I'll get you set for the second half at Lucas Oil Stadium after this quick break. It's the national championship game from Indianapolis, 47-37. Baylor by 10 at the break. Welcome back into the halftime report, everybody. Baylor leading by 10 at the half. Now, last night, it was the NCAA women's basketball national championship game. I was on the call for it. What a game it was between the Arizona Wildcats and the Stanford Cardinal in an all Pac-12 matchup that came down to the buzzer. Arie McDonald for the win. No good. And Stanford held on for the 54-53 victory. Congrats to Stanford, as they are the national champions. What a game and what a win for Stanford last night at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. But shifting the focus back to this game in the NCAA men's basketball national championship. As we get set for the second half, I really think that Baylor just got to do more of what they were doing early in the first half, knocking down shots, and really making things uncomfortable for Gonzaga on offense, because it's not like the offense tailed off for Baylor. I mean, they put up 47 points in that first half. So the offense is an issue for me. They just got to figure things out defensively, make things a little bit uncomfortable for Gonzaga, force some steals, apply some pressure, maybe sometimes a full court press, depending upon the situation. But yeah, it should definitely be an interesting second half. I'll be curious to see how both teams come out to start the second half with all to play for, a national title on the line in Indianapolis. But yeah, certainly should be a fascinating final 20 minutes of the season, or maybe more. You never know. Overtime, always a real possibility, like we had Saturday night in the UCLA Gonzaga Final Four matchup. But we are inching closer to the second half of action. Both teams coming out of the locker room, getting some warm-up shots in before we get the second half underway from Indy. 47-37. It's Baylor on top, a 10-point lead for the Bears at the break. Who will come out on top? Will it be Baylor? Will it be Gonzaga? Stay tuned to find out. The national championship continues shortly, as I'll wrap up the halftime report on the other side of this break. I'll be right back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. (47-37) Baylor lead coming up shortly. We will get the second half underway from Indianapolis, Indiana. It's the national championship game, all to play for on this championship Monday between two powerhouse programs. Who will come out on top? We'll find out next. The second half from Indy is coming your way on the other side of this break, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. The stage is set for the start of the second half in Indianapolis. Baylor with a 10-point lead over Gonzaga. Both teams ready to go for the final 20 minutes. Who will be crowned national champion at the end of tonight? That's the big question, and it will be answered rather soon. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in as we take a look at some first half stats. The 3-point field goals, the key stats, 7 of 12 were Baylor from downtown. Gonzaga just 1 for 6. The largest deficit for Gonzaga tonight, 19 points. They've cut it down to 10 as we get set for the start of the second half. And for the Bulldogs, they were seeing immediate results right when they switched to the zone defense, and particularly getting some important points in transition. And that really gave a spark for the Zags late in the first half, and we'll see if they can carry that momentum over here into the start of the second half. You think they'll need to if they want to come back against this high power Baylor offense. We shall see. Baylor on the court. Gonzaga receiving some last words from Mark Few as they will take to the court and get set for the start of the second half. And Gonzaga are clawing back. You look with 17:28 remaining in the half, they trail by 9. With 7:20 to go, they were down by 19. With 1:48 to go, they were down by 15. And now at the half, they only trail by 10. Here we go. Baylor with the ball. The second half underway in Indianapolis, Indiana. Final 20 minutes of the season, perhaps. As Baylor get a good look from the corner. T can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound. Thamba rejected by the backboard on the putback. And now Baylor keep it alive, though. Spin move in the lane by Davion Mitchell. He'll find Jared Butler. Butler, the 3 ball. Got it! And Baylor picking up right from where they left off. Jared Butler from downtown. 50-37. Oh, here's an open lane and an easy layup. Converted by Joel Ayayi. 50-39 the score. That's 13 points, by the way, for Butler after that 3 to open up the second half scoring. Here's Butler. He'll get it back from Teagan. Another 3 on the way. It's good again. Jared Butler, my goodness. 53-39. Here's Drew Timme for Gonzaga. The lob controlled and put in by Suggs. It was nearly lost. Another nice recovery from Jalen Suggs. What's going on, Gelpan? I hope I'm pronouncing that right over on Twitch. Unfortunately, I am not allowed to actually show the game because for copyright reasons. My channel would get banned if I actually showed the game. So I can't for copyright reasons. I apologize for that. But I do provide live play-by-play commentary, so you won't miss a moment, as that's a nice layup at the other end by the Baylor Bears. 55-41. Suggs with a pass taken away from Timme. However, a foul is called. And so it will stay with Gonzaga. Baylor not pleased about that call. Scott Drew giving a mouthful to the officials. That's the 3rd foul on Thamba. Here's a corner 3 off the mark from Nembhard. And it's rebounded by Baylor. This is taken the other way by Jared Butler. Butler, the no-look pass. Thamba fouled on the shot. Committed by Corey Kispert. And Thamba will shoot 2 at the free throw line. What a no-look pass by Jared Butler to get it to Thamba in the first place. Thamba, a 60% free throw shooter, so no guarantee here at the line as he misses the first. Kispert will come out for Gonzaga. Looked like he was clutching at his arm after he committed that foul, so he will be attended to by the athletic trainer. Flo Thamba averaging 3.7 points on the season, about 4 rebounds. And that's Thamba's first point of the night. He makes the second free throw. It's a 15-point game. Here's Jalen Suggs all the way in, the left-handed layup. Jalen Suggs cruising to the cup. 56-43. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thamba and Tchamwa Tchatchoua, the two players in foul trouble for Baylor. They both have 3 fouls here in the early stages of the second half. Here is Teague. Teague will back it up. 6 to shoot. 5, 4. Teague, the pass to the corner. An open Vital well short on the 3. Here's Suggs. The bounce pass makes its way to Ayayi. Now in the lane, Kispert, the nice pass. What a finish. Jalen Suggs fired up. The and one for Suggs. And a chance to make it a 10-point game. The reaction says it all. Suggs absolutely delighted. He knows how big that basket was. Chance for a traditional 3-point play as he goes to the line. And also, that's Thamba's 4th foul. So Thamba 1 away from fouling out. And we're just 3 minutes into the second half. Suggs with 13 points tonight. And he misses the free throw. 56-45, Baylor by 11. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell to the right wing. Butler. Separation. No good from 3. Last touched by Tchatchoua. Gonzaga basketball. Here's Suggs all the way in once more. Can't finish. The layup no good. Now at the other end, it's Teague. Teague to Davion Mitchell. Baylor started the game 5 of 5 for 3. They've since cooled off a bit, 4 of 12. This fadeaway and an out for Teague. Rebounded by Gonzaga. Oh, losing the handle there was Nembhard, and it's turned over by the Bulldogs. Meyer back into the game for the Bears. As I mentioned earlier, 11.2 turnovers per game on average this tournament for Gonzaga. They already have turned the ball over 9 times as that pass from Tchatchoua was deflected out of play. 15:51 to go in the second half. It's Baylor by 11 in the national title game. Coverage continues from Indianapolis after the break. 56-45 is the score. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. A reminder that the Masters later this week, the last two rounds, Saturday, 3 Eastern time, and Sunday at 2. It's a tradition unlike any other from Augusta. Meanwhile, here in the national championship game, Jared Butler in his last 3 games shooting 10 of 15 from 3. Just remarkable. He's 4 of 7 so far tonight. 15:51 to go in the second half, as Baylor will inbound on the far side. It's passed into Davion Mitchell. Here's the alley-oop, and how about the throwdown from Tchamwa Tchatchoua? 13-point ball game. Cross-court pass from Ayayi. Now Kispert into the lane. Nice catch and release from Watson, who draws the foul against Meyer. And Watson will head to the line for the Zags. First free throw, good from Watson. Back into the game comes Drew Timme for Gonzaga. He'll make both. 58-47. Mitchell to Meyer. He'll hand it off to Flagler. Now here's Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Timme. Oh, what a pass to the corner. Teague backing it up. And a reach-in foul called against Timme. And the shot clock will reset to 20 for the Baylor Bears. This is passed in by Teague. Teague to Tchatchoua. Here's Tchatchoua. Nope, rather that's Mitchell. Mitchell, the floater, too strong. And on the rebound, it's saved by Gonzaga. And here they come at the other end. Double team coming as Suggs was sandwiched. And a foul will be called against Baylor. And is that on Tchatchoua? I think it is. Yep, that's his 4th. He is not happy about it. And he'll have to come off. Jared Butler back into the game. Yep, that's 4 fouls on Tchamwa Tchatchoua. So both him and Thamba on 4 fouls now for Baylor, which is certainly cause for concern. Here's Nembhard all the way in, the right-handed finish. And it's a 9-point game just like that. The deficit is single digits now. Gonzaga on the move. Here's Meyer for the Bears. Meyer hands it off. Now it's with Jared Butler. Butler on the right wing. Suggs lost his footing, gets back up. What a pass. Vital to finish. Brilliant assist from Jared Butler. Timme lost his balance on the floor, passes it away. The steal there by Butler, and Butler closing in. A blocking foul called against the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. Nembhard whistled for the foul there. And it will be a shooting foul, so Jared Butler will shoot 2 at the line. First one is good. A reminder that the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals begin tomorrow. I cannot wait for the Champions League quarterfinals to get underway tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll be able to call any of the games tomorrow or Wednesday because of after school things I've got going on. But we'll see as Drew Timme converts the layup for Gonzaga the other way, 62-51. Gonzaga with 12 more points in the paint, 34-22 in that category. Here is Teague for Baylor. Teague spinning in. What a finish! Some magic from Maceo Teague. Here's Kispert. Kispert all the way in. What a block! Mark Vital, the rejection. Now at the other end, cross-court pass. 3 on the way. It's good! Adam Flagler from downtown. And in the blink of an eye, Baylor have extended the lead to 16. 67-51. Vital the block at one end. Flagler the 3 at the other. 12:52 to go in the second half. Baylor on another run. Welcome back in, everybody. How about the 3-point shooting from the Baylor Bears tonight? It's been absolutely remarkable and a huge reason why they lead it by 16. They're 10 of 18 from 3. Gonzaga, meanwhile, the exact opposite, 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. 12:52 to go in the second half as Gonzaga will need to string together another run. They are in possession. Here's Jalen Suggs. Suggs outside, now taken in and laid in nicely by Joel Ayayi. Maybe some contact, nothing called on the Butler shot. It will be a foul on the floor as Vital collected the rebound. The foul called against Nembhard, it appears. Yep, it will be on Nembhard as Teague will take a seat for Baylor. This will be passed in by Butler. Butler with a Hail Mary pass into the backcourt. Meyer is there. It'll be brought ahead by Davion Mitchell. Mitchell underneath the basket. Kicks it to the corner. A missed three from Flagler. A rare miss from three by Baylor. Now here come Gonzaga flying at the other end. This is Suggs in the corner. He lost the handle, but it was last touched by Vital, according to the officials. So it'll stay with the Zags. This is just a crucial possession here. It really is for Gonzaga as they trail it by 14. Suggs. Was there contact? No. A clean block, and now a nice pass, but in comes Kispert. What a steal, but he gives it right back. And a foul called against Drew Timme. What a wild sequence as Butler will head to the free throw line. 11:45 to go in regulation. 67-53 Baylor lead. Welcome back in, everybody. 11:45 to play. Gonzaga on the season averaging 7.6 threes a game. Just one so far tonight, and then they trail it by 14 as two free throws are on the way for Jared Butler out of the timeout. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of the broadcast in the national championship game from Indianapolis. Butler with 18 points already, a chance to get to 20 after this trip to the free throw line. And he knocks down the first for his 19th point of the game. He makes it 2 for 2, 69-53, 20 points for Jared Butler, and a lot of work to do for Gonzaga. Suggs the bounce pass. Timme called for an offensive foul. And that changes everything with that foul picked up by Timmy. And he's going to have to come out as Timmy picks up his 4th foul of the game. Nothing going right here in the first half for Gonzaga. Mitchell finds Flagler. Now it's Jared Butler. Butler to the baseline. Now Meyer knocks down the shot from the elbow. It's an 18-point Baylor lead. The largest lead tonight for them was 19 in the first half. Nembhard hands it off to Ayayi. He gets it back from Kispert. Ayayi's 3, no good. Another missed 3 for Gonzaga. The rebound by Davion Mitchell. They're 1 of 9 from 3, Gonzaga. Baylor, on the other hand, 10 of 19. Halfway through the shot clock, and a foul called against Anton Watson. And Baylor already in the bonus. That's the 7th foul on Gonzaga. So a 1-and-1 here for Mitchell, and he sinks the first one. Mitchell's father loving what he's seeing. He's in attendance there at Lucas Oil Stadium. And Mitchell makes the second, 73-53. A 20-point game. A reminder of who's in foul trouble. For Baylor, it's Thamba and Chachoa with 4. For Gonzaga, it's Timmy with 4. Here's a deep 3, and finally, Gonzaga hit from deep. Baylor did just have their largest lead of the night, but that 3 makes it a 17-point game, 73-56, about midway through the second half. So that's 16 points for Jalen Suggs. Butler, the step back 3. No, he left it short, rebounded by Ayayi. Here come Gonzaga. Bounce pass from Kispert, and Watson is met by Mitchell, who knocks it away. It will stay Gonzaga basketball with exactly 10 minutes to play. Great recovery defensively by Mitchell. This is inbounded to Suggs. Suggs to Kispert. No good from 3. And Thamba secures the rebound back into the game for the first time in a while. He's been on 4 fouls since early second half. The perfect season is in danger for Gonzaga. Oh, Thamba, the drive. Whistle against Watson as Thamba will head to the line. Just nothing clicking right now for the Bulldogs. That's the 3rd foul on Watson. Baylor getting to the line a lot more often in the second half compared to the first half. As he knocks down the first free throw attempt, Baylor also shooting very well at the line. Flo Thamba with his 2nd point of the night. And he'll grab his 3rd. The second one rolls in, 75-56. As we speak currently, Drew Timme is having his leg worked on by the athletic trainer, it appears, on the sideline. That's something to keep an eye out for as Suggs knocks down the corner 3. 75-59. 3rd 3 of the game for Gonzaga. Suggs' 2nd. He has 19 points, 12 of them here in the second half. But he needs some of his teammates to step up if Gonzaga want to complete the comeback and keep the perfect season alive. 16-point ball game. Here's Jared Butler. Butler all the way in. Wild shot, no good. And it will be a foul called against Baylor. Yeah, Timmy is having that left leg stretched out. He's clearly in some discomfort, it appears. Well, they'll certainly need him down the stretch if they want to come back in this game. And Thamba has just fouled out. That's his 5th. So he finishes with 3 points. Thamba's done for the night. Nice move. Nembhard all the way in. And that'll be Vital picking up the foul. It'll be Nembhard to shoot 2. 8.5 to play. Can Gonzaga somehow find a way back into this game? 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists for Andrew Nembhard, but he misses the first free throw. They've got to make every free throw at this point, Gonzaga. And he misses both. Rebounded by Mitchell. 2 big misses there for Nembhard. Vital is on 3 fouls for Baylor, by the way. Here is Meyer. Now to Mitchell at the logo. Davey on Mitchell. Into the lane. Bounce pass to Meyer. But he had his foot out of bounds. So the Bears turn it over. I think Meyer might have lost track of where he was. Yeah, no doubt about that. That was actually the first turnover of the half for Baylor. Under 8 to play in regulation. Gonzaga trailing by 16. Suggs to Kispert. Nembhard gets it back from Kispert. Now it's a Yai. And a jump ball, I believe, was called. 75-59. Baylor 7 minutes, 42 seconds away from a championship. I'll be back after this. Under 8 minutes to play and under 8 minutes away from a championship for Baylor, unless Gonzaga can keep their perfect season alive and somehow claw back into this game, but they're running out of time. The key statistic tonight, 3-point field goals. Baylor 10 of 20, Gonzaga 3 for 12. Just completely contrasting stat lines for 3-point shooting from both of these teams. 7:42 to go out of the under 8 media timeout. It was actually a foul call. I thought it was a jump ball. No, a foul was called. By the way, Jared Butler has become the first player with 20-plus points and 7-plus assists in a national championship game since Carmelo Anthony did it in 2003 for Syracuse, of course. A deep breath from Ayayi. It'll be a 1-and-1, and he misses the first. It's rebounded by Vital. Some crucial misses at the line for Gonzaga here in the second half. The scoring drought for Baylor currently no field goals in the last 4 minutes or so, yet they still have a 16-point lead. Gonzaga have not been able to capitalize. Here's Meyer. Nice spin move to Mitchell. 3 no good. It's picked up by Nembhard. Nembhard full speed ahead. Finds Suggs. Kick out. Here's a 3. Kispert connects. A big 3 that for the Gonzaga Bulldogs to make it a 13-point ball game. Kispert with 28 3-point field goals made in his career in the NCAA tournament. After that 3, that's a school record. Here's Teague, high off the window, no good. Vital snatches the offensive board. And now Flagler is fouled. Nembhard committing the foul, it appears, as coming back into the game will be Chachua. That's the 4th foul on Nembhard, so he and Timmy both on 4 fouls for Gonzaga. And it will be a 1-and-1 here for Flagler. He knocks down the first. Composed as you like. And now the second one on the way for Flagler. He has 12 points on 3 of 6 shooting. Make it 13 points. He goes 2 for 2, 77-62 the score as Jared Butler re-enters for Baylor. Gonzaga looking helpless. We'll see what they can do. Looking at the foul trouble. Thomba's out. Chachua has 4. Vital has 3 for Baylor. And then Timmy and Nembhard each have 4 for Gonzaga as Kispert walks. A traveling violation. Just a costly turnover that for Gonzaga. The 12th turnover of the game for Gonzaga. Oh, what a steal. Jalen Suggs with the intervention and the throwdown at the other end. However, it will not count because he was fouled by Butler before that. So he'll have a 1-and-1. Suggs has been great tonight, but the rest of the team, not so much. And they have called it a flagrant. So Suggs knocks down the first. He'll have one more free throw, and then Gonzaga will get the ball. It was a clear path foul. You know, Suggs was going on a breakaway. He was going to easily score, but he misses the second free throw. Gonzaga will maintain possession in a 14-point game. 6:10 to play. As Kispert inbounds to Jalen Suggs. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Kispert will find Ayayi. Or no, rather, yeah, it was a Yai. Now it's back with Kispert. Time running out. Timmy puts it up. No. And Chachua will let it go out. Baylor basketball with 5:47 to play. Mitchell, cross court. Got to get it over, and they do so in time. No field goals in the last 5.5 minutes for Baylor. Will that change here? Yes, it will. The floater converted by Teague. 79-63. Here's a three by Suggs. No good. Battle for the rebound. It's collected by Mitchell. Ayayi down in a heap. And at the other end, Teague's fouled on the shot. Kispert running back to help out his teammate. Looked like Ayayi collided with Timmy. Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah. He fell awkwardly on that right ankle. Oof. That did not look good. So Ayayi limps off. You hate to see that. Very awkward landing. Baylor now in the bonus plus. Teague misses the first. As Ayayi has his right leg evaluated over on the sideline. And it did not look good looking at the replay of that fall. He sinks the second. 80-63 the score. Baylor rolling. 5 minutes to go in Indy. Suggs with 20 points, 3 fouls for Gonzaga. Suggs to the corner with Cook. Cook along the baseline has it stripped away. Another steal by Baylor. 7th steal of the night for the Bears. Here's Butler. Pass to the corner. Vital gives it up. Teague back to Butler. Butler and Teague combined for 28 points against Houston on Saturday. They've combined for 39 tonight. 3 on the shot clock. The floater, an air ball. It was put up at the last second by Vital, but he could not find the rim. And it's a shot clock violation. Ayayi standing up on his own on the sideline, so perhaps it isn't as bad as we thought. We'll see. I don't know if he'll be able to return though. As that pass is deflected, it will stay with Gonzaga. 4:22 remaining now. Pass into Kispert, quick release. The 3 no good. Vital's there for the rebound. Here now is Mitchell. Mitchell all the way in. The left-handed finish. It's a 19-point Baylor lead. Kispert into the lane. Knocks it down. 3:45 to go. 82-65 the score. Gonzaga just haven't been able to make up ground as Baylor look to finish it off here. No reason to hurry for Baylor. Teague will slow it down. Now it's with Butler. Butler, the 3 ball. No. Last touch by Suggs. It will stay with the Bears. 3:18 to go, and Baylor are starting to feel it. They're on the verge of victory. I'll be back for the final minutes in Indianapolis. Welcome back, everybody. Baylor closing in on a national title. It's only a matter of moments now before they'll be lifting the trophy. Scott Drew was hired as Baylor head coach on August 22nd of 2003, about 11 months before I was born. And this was the ultimate goal all along. 18 years later, in 18 seasons with Baylor, he had 16 NCAA tournament wins. In the school's previous 65 seasons, they only had 3 NCAA tournament game wins. And now he's 318 away from a national title. 82-65, Baylor lead it. As Mitchell will inbound for the Bears. Mitchell gets it into Chachua. And a timeout called by Baylor. So 3:15 to play. 82-65 is the score. What's going on, Gavin? Welcome in to the broadcast. Wow, this is shocking here. Dominant performance from Baylor. I'll be back after the timeout. All right, everybody. Baylor on the verge of being the national champion. How about Jared Butler tonight? What a game. 20 points, 4 of 9 from 3, 7 assists. He's been absolutely magnificent in this title game. 3:15 to play as it's inbounded to Davion Mitchell. Mitchell all the way in, can't finish. It rolled out. Gonzaga the rebound. Here's Jalen Suggs the other way. Suggs to Ayayi, who is back into the game. So the injury not as serious as it appeared to be at first. Pass to the corner by Timmy. Save, but Timmy keeps the Gonzaga possession alive. Corner 3. No good from Nembhard. And Vital's there to collect the rebound. The Bears will slow it down, leading by 17. Baylor, who had a 3-week pause because of a COVID outbreak, able to bounce back, get back into a rhythm, and here they are, about to win a national championship. Oh, how about that finish? Davion Mitchell. It's back to a 19-point Baylor lead. 2 minutes to go. Jalen Suggs, too strong off the glass. And there is Teague. Under 2 to go as the Baylor faithful start to make some noise. What a performance tonight. Baylor just dominant. A magnificent performance from the Bears. Oh, what a move by Mitchell, but lost the handle. It's tipped away and stolen by Suggs. Suggs will take it in for an easy 2 points to make it 84-67. 1:20 to go now. What a heartbreaking end to the season it will be for Gonzaga. They were 1 win away from a perfect season, but they will fall just short in the end. Oh, Butler all the way in. And a blocking foul called against Corey Kispert. .59.5 seconds to go. The Baylor fans are only beginning the celebrations that will go deep into the night. in both Indianapolis and Waco. As Butler sinks the first free throw. And now Scott Drew will put in all the reserves as they get an opportunity to say they played in a national title game. And Mark Few will do the same with Gonzaga. A smile of delight on the face of Scott Drew and Baylor. Both free throws good from Butler to make it 86-67, and here come all of those substitutions. On the other end, meanwhile, for Gonzaga, an emotional end to the season. So tough for Gonzaga, who came oh so close. Undefeated teams to lose the national championship all time include Ohio State in 1961 and Indiana State in 1979. Here's a corner three on the mark. Julian Strother knocks it down. 86-70. Here's LJ Cryer for Baylor, who may just be content with taking the shot clock violation. Now they want to put a shot up here. Here's Cryer. Deep three. Short. Rebounded by Gonzaga. Taken the other way by Cook. Oh, how about the steal? Taken away by Mark Patterson. And Patterson will dribble it out for Baylor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. The Baylor Bears are the national champions. 86-70. And the celebrations are underway. What a season from the Baylor Bears. And look at the scenes in Waco, Texas at the football field. Not much social distancing taking place at the moment. But Baylor are your 2021 NCAA national champion. An incredible season, incredible performance. And Baylor really just found their rhythm as this tournament progressed. Gonzaga were one game away from a perfect season, but fall just short in the end in heartbreaking fashion. But just what a night for Baylor. And Scott Drew, who took over in 2003, has finally won a national title. Heartbreak on the other side for Gonzaga. Still an incredible season for the Bulldogs. Obviously, they came up one game short of their goal, but still an incredible season from Gonzaga. Nothing to be ashamed about. But Baylor, just the better team on the night, and they are your national champions. As they let it all sink in a season unlike any other. With COVID and all, it was even more tough, more of a strain on these teams, but they get the job done. And the emotion taking over as Gonzaga, in disappointment, head to the locker room. It'll be a long flight back to Spokane. But what a season it was for Gonzaga. Congratulations to them, but congratulations, most importantly, to the Baylor Bears. They are your national champions. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I've got to get to bed as I have school tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Baylor win it 86-70, and they are your 2021 NCAA national champion. What a performance. What a night from Baylor as they win it all in Indianapolis.